So, do you ship, May?
Um, I didn't expect to be put on the spot.
Do you ship?
Yes.
Who do you ship?
The gays from Brand New Animal.
Brand New Animal? Who else?
That's all I can think of. Brain MD.
Well, you see, that's a very understandable ship. That was not the case for many, many ships at Tumblr at the time. You see, shipping was the bread and butter of many blogs that were on Tumblr, but unfortunately, nothing was safe. Any semblance of caring for another person in a show where two characters had a bond, it could be misconstrued as romance. There were many times that siblings were shipped together, the most prominent being Wincest, a ship centered around Dean and Sam Winchester from the extremely long-running show Supernatural, Pinecest, which was centered around Dipper and Mabel Pines from the short-lived hit mystery series Gravity Falls, and Thorkey, the shipping of Loki, played by the English twink Tom Hiddleston, and the chiseled Australian Chris Hemsworth.
You're talking about like the Chad Chris Hemsworth versus the Virgin Tom Hiddleston?
I mean, it really is. That's like, actually, they really are just that fucking meme. So these weren't the only bad shipping pairings though, as there were often ships involving adult and underage characters, unfortunately. But if the subjects weren't toxic enough for you, let's just squeeze out some more waste paste onto this already shitty arts and crafts project. Shipping wars were something that happened frequently on Tumblr, and even in some circles to this day. What a shipping war is, like actual like ape-brain thinking skill. Simply put, it is me like this too. Me no like this other person with this person. On a lighter note, May, have you ever owned birds?
I have not owned a bed, no.
Okay, what pets do you own?
Dog.
Dog? Alright, don't you have a ferret as well?
Yeah, I do have a ferret.
It's not
Little
good.
Tuberat.
It's not good that you forget about the ferret.
Well, I don't live in the house with the ferret.
Yeah, little Tuberat. Why can't you bring him?
I don't have the cage and my parents won't let me.
Oh yeah, I get that.
The dog is mine, but the Tuberat is theirs.
A Tuberat. Yeah. Never had a bird. So the reason why we're talking about birds is because a very, very, very important thing happened on Tumblr. So, on February 23rd, 2011, a user posted a GIF of a bird being engulfed in chocolate sauce. This sparked an unforeseen chain reaction as a huge argument broke out in the notes, which is like the comment section. This, starting with the user Cutie Scream beginning to attack the original poster for this. A user named Diaxon quickly came to the OP's defense, saying that the bird walked unwillingly. Cutie Scream then replied with words that will live on forever in the minds of those who experience this event. Listen here, cum slut. I bet you $5 million. Oh fuck. I can't do the voice. I bet you $5 million that you don't even own a bird. But guess what? I own 7. And I can tell you right now that a bird would never just walk into something like that. A chocolate fountain. They'll rarely walk directly into water. But say that your idiotic theory is correct. Say it did actually walk into it. That animal still probably died. Is that so funny to you? Do you still get your kicks out of knowing that this bird was probably terrified and opening its mouth to scream in the last panel? And if you say yes, then you seriously disgust me as a human being. This incident would go down in Tumblr history forever, showing how stupid people can be on the site, and you might be asking why. This is probably a horrible, horrible event. It isn't, because the bird was CGI. It was from an Adam Sandler film. It's called Jack and Jill. And these people legitimately like thought it was a real bird. This whole like listen here cum slut thing started a very long trend of people often opening up with like something like that in order to dispense information.
That's so funny. Like, imagine walking up to someone in real life and going like, "Listen here, cum slut."
Man, when quarantine ends and we go back to our school, it's gonna be like on our first days of school, and just teacher, all right, listen here, cum sluts. So this is it. DashCon. It's a name that, for anybody who knows, brings a shiver up your spine. That is
Ball pit, ball pit.
ball pit. It's fucking horrible. So, alright, so for those of you who don't know what DashCon is, it was a failure of a convention that was held in 2014 in Illinois. Is anything in Illinois besides Chicago, or did DashCon just kind of wipe everything off?
Chicago is in Illinois?
Yeah. Where'd you think it was?
Michigan. I don't know. It is like right next to Michigan.
Is it? Is Illinois next to Michigan?
Yeah. Well, yeah, technically.
Don't be like upset with yourself. When I was a kid, I thought San Francisco and Chicago were on like opposite sides of the Golden Gate Bridge. I really don't know why. I just associated them very closely with each other. Anyways, alright. So, while DashCon wasn't an officially licensed Tumblr fandom, it was shared and supported by many fandoms. It advertised a full arcade room, cosplay contests, and panels held by Night Vale and other prominent figures in the Tumblr atmosphere. It was supposed to be going on for 3 days, Friday through Saturday, but on the first night, the organizers informed the growing amount of attendees that they needed to raise $17,000 or the hotel would shut them down. This was the start of the shittiness. This amount was raised, but the promised arcade room was a ball pit where someone legitimately pissed in. Most of the panels, ball pit. A lot of panels pulled out, the most notable ones being the Baker Street Babes, a Sherlock Holmes-centered podcast, and Night Vale, a well-known podcast centered around a fictional desert town. People who spend money to see the panels were compensated with raffle tickets to attend a concert going on that night, and an extra hour in the ball pit, which became a meme on Tumblr for a while. This wasn't like where it even ended though, for DashCon couldn't compensate a lot of the people performing, or the people who were putting up stands, to sell stuff. They couldn't compensate them or anything, and it caused a lot of people to walk. I remember reading a couple articles where like some of the people who came to do panels had to share rooms with other people who came to do panels because DashCon didn't provide rooming for them or anything. They didn't even provide food. Many people say that DashCon was most likely a scam. The fact that none of the panel hosts were paid lends credence to this, but many people who attended the convention actually enjoyed it though. It's saying that it wasn't a perfect experience, but they still had fun. A second DashCon was announced for the following year, but due to the dismal sales of the first, it was never followed through.
Get Ball Pit 2.
Ball Pit 2! Would you spend 1 hour in the ball pit?
A fucking course, yeah.
Why would you?
Play with ball.
Oh yeah? You could play with ball?
Ball. Just
ball.
one.
Here's actually the DashCon blog. DashCon blog on Tumblr. This is very, very small. When the dust settled after DashCon, we were left with thousands of dollars worth of debt because this, among many other reasons, DashCon LLP is being dissolved and assets being liquidated. So yeah, it didn't go well.
Damn.
So a lot of the time, like a lot of what DashCon was trying to do is save face afterwards, and that's most blog is. But yeah, it's like DashCon kind of marked the here's the ball pit. This guy became a meme as well, so the Slender Man cosplayer, because he was like the only person who actually enjoyed the ball pit and the bouncy house. Attention to all DashCon attendees. Someone urinated in the ball pit while it was empty and posted it in the tag. Stay out of the ball pit. There are people who think this is a joke. This is not a joke. Please stay out of the ball pit for the safety of your own health. Like, it was an actual thing that happened.
Get in the ball pit.
Get in the ball pit. Cosplay safety buttons. Glomp me on. Huh. So before, how big is the ball pit area gonna be? I don't know the. Then Dashcon says I don't know the exact dimensions right now. Okay. Here it is. They hyped the ball pit up a lot. And this is the ball pit.
It's legendary.
It is legendary. It's like before Dashcon happened, it was a very popular idea for a Tumblr convention to be a thing, but then when Dashcon happened, they realized that see Dashcon kind of what? Go ahead.
I think if it was under better management, then I don't know, it might have worked and it might have been cool, because most of the problems that I've at least heard about with Dashcon is just it was very shit management of the entire con.
It was,
and like just the fact that the ball pit is a fucking kiddie pool with balls in it. It shows that I don't think they had a clue what the fuck they were doing.
They didn't. Like, the Dashcon thing, it marked a turn in Tumblr where Tumblr became a little bit less childlike and stuff, and kind of eventually, you know, kind of evolved into the 2016 era of Tumblr politics. Here's like some of the panels that were available. British men with cheekbones, homoerotic subtext, BDSM 101, shipping 101. I really don't think that getting, there's one, hateful anons and beyond, how to deal with bullies. I really don't think that, that learning how to deal with bullies, getting the information from Tumblr is a good idea. Hetalia Jeopardy. I take Nazi for 500. That's Dashcon. I wish I went. That would have been fun. I would have swam in the ball pit.
Love to go.
Yeah.
The ball pit deflated. I repeat, the ball pit deflated.
You know that like meme, like girls with a time machine. Girls with a time machine go back to see something. Me with a time machine goes back to Dashcon. Someone pissed in the ball pit.
How bad can I possibly be?